At 6:12 a.m., someone knocked on my door like they owned the place. 3 hard hits, a pause, then 2 more. I stood in my socks, holding my breath, because nobody knocks like that to borrow sugar. When I opened the door, cold October air rushed in. A city officer stood on my porch with a clipboard, and a man in a gray jacket waited beside her. A white van with a locksmith logo sat at the curb. Across the street, Mrs. Blanchard's curtain twitched. In Asheville, North Carolina, a rumor can cross town before your coffee cools. Elliot Cross? The officer asked. That's me, I said, trying to sound calm. Her badge said Dana Rusk. She looked mid-30s, hair tight in a bun, eyes that missed nothing. Mr. Cross, she said, we're here about a complaint filed last night. My stomach dropped. A complaint? I repeated. She nodded. Your parents say you've been harassing them and making threats. For a second, I could not speak. I was 36, and my work is all about records. Yet, my name felt unsafe. Officer Russ held her tone steady. We're not arresting you. We're documenting. We need your side. I swallowed. They texted me first, I said. Show me, she replied. My hands felt stiff as I unlocked my phone. There it was, from my mom. We need you out. Find somewhere else to live. We're finalizing the sale. Officer Rusk read it, then looked back at me. When did you respond? I told her the truth, even though it tasted bad. I had replied with a smart line, can't. CEO schedule. It was petty, and I knew it. Officer Rusk wrote something down. Have you been to their house? She asked. No, I said. Not for weeks. Do you have access? She asked. My dad still has my old garage clicker, I said, but I don't use it. She studied my face. Not mean, just careful. Then she said, stay away from them. If they contact you again, don't answer. Call us or your attorney. Attorney? I echoed. She handed me a small card with a case number. This is how small town fires start, she said quietly. Don't feed it. They left. The cruiser rolled away. Mrs. Blanchard's curtain moved again. I shut the door and stood there a long time, staring at the deadbolt like it had betrayed me. To understand why my own parents called the police, you have to rewind 12 hours. Tuesday night, 7:58 p.m., I was at my counter sorting receipts into a folder. Old habit from my construction days. Back then, I ran crews and checked work twice, because one mistake could hurt someone. Now I run a small company, Blue Ridge Asset Works, and I am the CEO. Not a TV CEO with a jet, a small one with spreadsheets, deadlines, and a secondhand laptop. My parents never say CEO. They say, your little office job. My phone buzzed with mom's message. My mother, Paula Cross, is 60. A church choir leader with a sweet smile and sharp rules. My father, Harold Cross, is 62. A retired plant supervisor who loves respect more than truth. They raised us on one idea. Appearances matter. I stared at mom's text until my jaw hurt. It was not the first time they tried to push me around. 3 years ago, Dad had surgery and bills piled up. They fell behind on the mortgage. They hid it until the last minute, then called me crying, saying the bank was being cruel. Diz ABC, diz not as a frest. Diz now ABC, are cessed. I saved the house. I paid the back balance, then made them sign a deed transfer to my company. Not to take it away, but to protect it. They agreed, because they were scared. After the danger passed, they acted like it never happened. That is how they live. They forget the rescue and remember the pride. I should have ignored mom's text. My lawyer friend always says silence is safety. But I felt cornered, and pride pushed my thumb. I typed, can't. CEO schedule. I hit send, then regretted it right away. Still, it felt good for 5 seconds, because I had a meeting that night. I was meeting Lila Park at Mountain Spoon. Lila is 41, runs a title office, and spots lies fast. She slid into the booth across from me, set her purse down, and raised an eyebrow. You look like you got hit, she said. I showed her my phone. She read the message once, then again, slow. They say they're selling, Lila said. Yeah, I replied, and they want me out. Lila took a sip of coffee. They don't own that house anymore, do they? My stomach tightened. I'm on record as the owner, I said. My company is. So either they forgot, she said, or they're pretending. I stared at the menu without seeing it. Lila leaned forward. Selling means signatures. If the deed is in your company's name, they need you. Then why call the police? I asked. Because pressure makes people sign, she said. Fear makes people shut up. It's leverage. The word leverage stuck in my throat. We ordered grilled cheese and soup. Around us, families talked about leaf tours and football. I wanted to live in that normal noise. Then my phone buzzed again. It was my sister. Don't act smart. Mom's done with you. Pack your stuff. Tamsin is 39, works in marketing, and loves winning with an audience. I showed Lila the text. Lila shook her head. She's joining because she smells blood. I told Lila about the foreclosure rescue, the deed transfer, the notary, everything. Lila listened, then said, You kept copies, right? Always? I said. Good, she replied, because you may need to prove you did this to save them. Before we left, I did another stupid thing. I posted a vague line on my private page. Funny how people demand your help right after they tell you to leave. No names, no address, no details. I thought it was safe. When I got home, my phone lit up with missed calls. 2 voicemails from Mom, 1 from Dad. I shut the phone off and went to bed. I told myself I'd handle it in the morning. Then the morning came with a badge on my porch. After Officer Rusk left, I turned my phone back on. 4 messages from Mom, 2 from Tamsin, 1 from Dad. I did not open them. I called Lila. She answered fast. You got the knock. How did you know? I asked. Because this is their play, she said. They paint you as danger, then ask for your signature. I swallowed. What do I do? You get a lawyer, she said. A calm one. She gave me a name. Serena Holt. Serena Holt is 46, sharp as winter air, and she handles property fights like puzzles. An hour later, I sat in her office downtown, a brick building that smelled like paper and rain. Serena listened without blinking. When I finished, she said, This isn't about hurt feelings. When that doubted weighs in riches. Then what? I asked. It's about control, she said. They're creating a record. They want you reacting. I stared at my hands. I already reacted. Stop now, she said. From this moment, boring wins. She laid out rules like a checklist, no direct contact, no posts, no explanations to neighbors. Save everything. Have they asked you to sign anything? She asked. I thought of Dad's voicemail from 3 days ago. Just need your name on a small form? 2 minutes. Yes, I admitted. Serena nodded like she expected it. Then my phone rang. My brother Jonah is 32, a paramedic, and he hates drama. I put him on speaker. Elliot, he said, voice tight. Mom posted that she's scared. She says, You're threatening Dad. My chest burned. Serena's face stayed still. Jonah, I said. They texted me first. I didn't threaten anyone. I believe you, Jonah said. But people are sharing it. The comments are ugly. After I hung up, Serena turned her laptop toward me. I pulled the county record for their address, she said. The screen showed the owner name, Blue Ridge Asset Works, LLC. My company, my mailing address, my mouth went dry. They're trying to sell a house they don't own, I said. And they're trying to make you look unstable so you won't fight back, Serena replied. She pointed at the record. They might claim you forged it. They might try to file a new deed. They might try to trap you into signing something that hands it back. I felt sick. I had saved them. Now they wanted to burn me. Serena said, We beat this with proof. You have the closing papers? I do, I said. Get them, she replied. Today. I drove straight to my storage unit. Inside, it smelled like dust and cardboard. I pulled boxes labeled taxes, contracts, house. In the bottom of the house box, I found the folder. The deed transfer, the notary stamp, the date, their signatures in blue ink. I sat on the concrete floor with those pages in my lap, like I was holding a live wire. Truth is heavy when you're the only one carrying it. That night, a message came from Tamsin. Stop before you get arrested. You're ruining Mom. I did not answer. I took a screenshot and sent it to Serena. Thursday morning, the rumor had legs. I felt it in the tight smiles and the quick looks away. Then a client called to cancel. Elliot, he said, voice stiff. I saw something online. I don't want trouble. That's not true, I said. He sighed. I'm sorry. I have to protect my business. The call ended and left my chest hollow. By noon, 2 more jobs were canceled. A 1-star review appeared calling me aggressive. No details, just poison. I wanted to scream. I wanted to drive to my parents' house and slam the papers on the table. Instead, I called Serena. Don't react, she said. Screenshot. Save timestamps. Send them to me. It's costing me work, I snapped. I know, she replied. Calm. That's why your silence matters. We're building a clean record. That evening, Jonah came to my duplex after his shift. He stood in my doorway in his uniform. Tired eyes, steady hands. Show me, he said. I laid the deed folder on my table. He read it slower than I expected. When he saw Mom and Dad's signatures, his face changed. They signed this, he whispered. Yes, I said. They begged me to save the house. Jonah's jaw tightened. So why are they doing this? He asked. I breathed out. Because they want control, and they want to look good while they do it. Jonah shook his head. Mom called my station, he said. She tried to get my boss to talk to me. My stomach twisted. Then Jonah said the line that made my skin prickle. Mom knew you went to a storage unit, he said. She mentioned it. How would she know? My mouth went dry again. I had told nobody about the unit. Not even Lila. Not even Jonah. Quick pause. Are you enjoying this story so far? What do you think about my channel, TrueVenge Chronicles? Tell me in the comments, and write where you are watching from. If you want part 2 and more true revenge stories, hit subscribe and like right now. Okay, back to it. I stared at Jonah, and the room felt colder. Friday morning brought paper, not posts. A certified letter sat in my mailbox with my parents' return address. Inside was a typed note on cheap white paper. It said I was no longer welcome near their property, and that any contact would be treated as harassment. At the bottom, Mom wrote in her neat cursive, I'm protecting your father. It was the same move as the police visit, just dressed up. I scanned it, saved it, and sent it to Serena. 10 minutes later, Serena called. They're stacking paperwork, she said. That means they're preparing to sign something big. What kind of something, I asked. Money, she said, or a deed. She told me to pull my credit report right then while she stayed on the line. I sat at my kitchen table, finger stiff, and logged in. A new account sat there like a bruise. Home equity line of credit. Opened 6 weeks ago. My name was on it. My chest went tight. I did not open this, I said. I know, Serena replied. That's why we're moving fast. I stared at the screen. The lender name was one I recognized from my parents' old mail. How did they do this? I asked. Serena paused. Did you ever sign a power form when you were married? Or when you handled their bills? My mind jumped back to a night 2 years ago. I had worked a 16-hour day on a renovation job, then drove to my parents' house because Dad was panicking. Mom had pushed papers at me at the kitchen table. Just in case, she had said. In case we need to talk to the bank. I had signed without reading, too tired to argue. After I got off the phone with Serena, I went back to the storage unit. I dug deeper, past the deed folder, past tax files. In a binder labeled family, I found it. Limited power of attorney. My signature at the bottom, Mom's name listed as my agent for financial matters related to property. My stomach twisted. That afternoon, Lila called with her voice low. A realtor came to my office asking for a payoff statement on your parents' house, she said. Who? I asked. Candace Weller, Lila said. 44, sharp heels, flips houses fast. She thinks your parents own the house, Lila said. Or she's pretending they do, I replied. Lila let out a slow breath. She asked if I could witness a signature tomorrow. My pulse jumped. Whose signature? Lila hesitated. Yours. A cold wave ran through me. That night, Jonah texted me one line. Mom called again. She said, you're trying to steal Grandpa's legacy. I looked at the words until they blurred. Then Serena sent another email, longer this time. She had found a community event announcement. Harold Cross will be honored at the Blue Ridge Harvest Luncheon for Ethics and Leadership. And Paula Cross will speak about family values. Serena wrote, that's where they plan to sell the story. We will bring the deed. That night, Serena emailed me one sentence. They will escalate before they break. I read it twice, then stared at my ceiling. If Serena was right, the next move would be worse, and I had a feeling it would come fast. I locked my door, but sleep would not come because my parents' lie was running loose. Part 2. Serena's email was right. They escalated before they broke. By Saturday morning, my phone rang with an unknown number, and a calm voice said, "Mr. Cross, this is the lender's fraud unit." My heart thumped once, hard. He told me the home equity line had been used. A large cash advance had been requested the night before. They had not released it yet, but the request was in the system. "If this isn't you, you need to act fast," he said. "I swear it isn't me," I replied. He gave me a reference number and told me to email proof of identity. When the call ended, my hand shook over my coffee mug. I wanted to call my parents and ask them why, but Serena's voice lived in my head. Boring wins. So I called Serena instead. She answered, already awake. "I was expecting this," she said. "Expecting fraud?" I asked. "Expecting desperation," she replied. "They're trying to pull money before the truth catches them." She told me to come to her office right away. I drove downtown under low gray clouds. In Serena's office, she laid out fresh papers. A new document had been filed online at the county portal late Friday night. It was a quitclaim deed, meant to transfer the house out of my company and back to my parents. My name was on it. My signature was on it too, at least a version of it. It looked close enough to fool a clerk. My stomach turned. "That's not mine," I said. "I know," Serena replied, "but it's close enough to hurt you." She tapped a line near the bottom. "Look, they used that limited power form you signed. They're claiming authority. So they can just steal it?" I asked. "They can try," Serena said. "We stop it today." She moved fast. She warned the county clerk, the title insurer, and the lender, then slid a paper to me. "Sign this," she said. "It's your sworn statement. It says you did not authorize any transfer or loan." I signed, careful and slow, as if the pen could bite. Serena watched me, then said, "Now we plan the clean ending." "What ending?" I asked. "The one where your town sees the truth," she said. She pulled up an event flyer on her screen. "Blue Ridge Harvest Luncheon, building trust in our community." My father's name was listed as an honoree for leadership. My mother's name was listed as a speaker on family values. The lunch was Monday, 2 days away. "This is where they tell their stories," Serena said. "So we bring facts into the room. They just is ad walls may." I swallowed. "Public?" "Public but lawful," she said. "Witnessed." My chest tightened. A part of me wanted to hide until it blew over. But hiding was what my parents counted on. Serena called Lila next and put her on speaker. Lila answered with a sharp, "Tell me we're not too late." "You're not," Serena said, "but I need you at the luncheon." Lila sighed. "Candace Weller keeps calling me. She wants a witness for Elliot's signature." Serena's voice stayed flat. "Save every message. Don't answer her." "I'm saving everything," Lila said. "This is disgusting." Then Serena called Jonah. He agreed to come even though I could hear fear in his voice. "I hate public stuff," he said. "I know," Serena replied, "but your statement matters." After that, Serena asked me one more question. "Who notarized the original deed transfer to your company?" she asked. I blinked. "Ruthie Henson," I said. Ruthie was a 58-year-old mobile notary with bright red glasses and a laugh that filled a room. She had met us at my parents' kitchen table 2 years ago, watched them sign, and stamped every page. She knew exactly what happened. Serena nodded. "Call her." When I called Ruthie, she answered on the third ring. "Well, hello, Elliot," she said. "You sound like trouble." "I need help," I said, and told her everything. She went quiet, then said, "Honey, I remember that night. Your mama was shaking. Your daddy signed like his hand was on fire. I need you to tell the truth," I said. Ruthie's voice hardened. "I don't play with lies," she said. "I'll be there." Sunday dragged on. I stayed silent and documented everything, then wrote a clear timeline of dates and filings. Late Sunday afternoon, my mother left a voicemail. Her voice sounded sweet, like she was offering pie. "Elliot," she said, "we can fix this. Just meet us before the luncheon and sign the form. Then we can move on." She added, "Think of your father's health." It was a hook, and it almost caught me because I still cared, even after everything. I forwarded the voicemail to Serena. Serena called back with one sentence: "Do not meet them alone." Monday morning came bright and cold. The leaves outside my duplex were hard with frost. I put on my best plain shirt, the one that made me look like a man who didn't cause trouble. My hand still shook when I buttoned it. I walked to the bathroom mirror and studied my face. I looked older than Monday. I told myself out loud that I would not break today again. At 9 a.m., Officer Dana Rusk called me. "Mr. Cross," she said, "I wanted to let you know your parents asked about updating the complaint." My stomach dropped. "Updating it how?" I asked. "They want a no contact order," she said, "but your attorney sent us information we're reviewing." I breathed out slowly. "Thank you," I said, and meant it. Before we hung up, Officer Rusk added, "Keep your distance today. People get reckless when they're embarrassed." By 11:30, I was parked outside the hotel ballroom off the highway, the same place my parents loved because it looked fancy in photos. A banner by the door said, "Building trust in our community." I sat in my truck and stared at the steering wheel. My chest felt like it was full of rocks. Serena texted, "I'm inside. Come in when you're ready." I walked in. The room smelled like weak coffee. People laughed politely, then paused when they recognized me. I saw my father near the front, wearing his best jacket, shaking hands like a mayor. He looked proud, like nothing was wrong. My mother stood beside him, smiling, touching arms, working the room. Tamsin was there too, in a bright dress, taking pictures for social media. Candace Weller stood with them, holding a folder like a prize. Serena waited near the back with Lila and Jonah. Ruthie stood beside them, red glasses on, purse clutched tight. Serena gave me a small nod. "Ready?" she asked. "No," I said. "Good," she replied. "We do it anyway." The host thanked sponsors, then introduced my father as a man of ethics. Dad spoke about hard work and honesty. The words tasted like dust in my mouth. Then the host introduced my mother. "She will share a few words about strong homes," he said. Mom stepped up, voice warm, hands open. She talked about love and respect. She talked about raising good kids. She looked right past me as if I was not there. I felt my stomach twist because she was good at this. She was good at making people believe. When she paused for applause, Serena stood. She did not shout. She waited for the claps to fade. Quick pause again. Are you still with me? What do you think about TrueVenge Chronicles so far? Drop a comment and tell me where you're watching from. If you want more stories where truth beats cruelty, please like this video and subscribe right now. Share it with friends. Let's continue. Then she said, clear and calm, "Excuse me, my name is Serena Holt. I represent Elliot Cross." The room went quiet. Forks stopped. Chairs shifted. Mom's smile froze in place. Serena walked forward and placed a thin stack of documents on the podium. "These are county records and signed originals," she said. "They show the home at 214 Riverbend Lane is owned by Blue Ridge Asset Works, LLC, not by Mr. and Mrs. Cross." A low murmur moved through the room. Mom's face drained of color. Dad's eyes narrowed. Serena continued, "They also show an attempt to file a new deed this weekend using Mr. Cross's name without his consent." Mom's voice snapped. "This is harassment." Dad stepped forward. "He stole our house." Serena did not blink. "Sir," she said, "your signatures are on the original transfer. A notary is present today to confirm." Ruthie raised her hand and stood. "I notarized it," Ruthie said, voice loud and sure. "I watched them sign it. I stamped it. It's real." A man at a nearby table leaned in to see the pages. Then another. Candace Weller's face tightened. She whispered to Dad, but his eyes stayed locked on me. Tamsin stood up, angry. "He's lying. He tricked them when they were sick." Jonah stood too, shoulders stiff. "That's not true," Jonah said. "I heard them beg him to help, and Mom called my job to spread this mess." The room made it sound like air leaving a balloon. People began looking at my parents, not at me. Serena turned one more page. "This is a fraud alert from the lender," she said. "A home equity line was opened in Mr. Cross's name. The request was made while this false deed was being prepared." Mom's hands trembled on the podium. Dad's mouth opened, then closed. Candace stepped back like she wanted to disappear. A banker in a dark suit stood up from the middle row. "If this is accurate," he said, "I'm freezing any funds and notifying our legal department." He looked at Candace. "And I'm pulling my involvement from any sale tied to this address." Candace's cheeks went pale. She tried to smile, but it broke. That was the moment my parents lost the room. Not because I yelled, not because I begged, because paperwork does not care who you are. Serena looked at me. I stood up, legs stiff. I did not give a speech. I just said, "I saved that house. I only want my name back." Silence hung heavy. Then someone near the back cleared their throat. A woman said softly, "He has the deed." Another person nodded. My mother's eyes darted around the room, searching for support. My father's face flushed with a deep, hot red. He stepped toward me, voice shaking. "You did this to shame us," he hissed. I kept my voice low. "You shamed yourselves," I said. Serena held up her phone. "Any threats will be recorded," she said. Dad stopped. Mom's voice cracked, sweet again. "Elliot, please, we can talk." Serena cut in. "All communication goes through my office." Tamsin looked around, seeing the stairs, and her anger turned into fear. She grabbed her purse and stormed toward the exit. Candace followed fast. People whispered, not sure what to do with the truth. I walked out with Serena, Lila, Jonah, and Ruthie close behind me. Outside, the air was sharp and clean. For the first time in days, my lungs felt like they could fill. Halfway to my truck, I heard my mother's heels click on the pavement. "Elliot," she called. I stopped, but did not step closer. She marched up, face tight, eyes wet, more angry than sad. "How could you do that?" she snapped. Dad came behind her, jaw clenched. "You made us look like criminals," Mom said. "You acted like criminals," Lila replied, stepping forward. Mom pointed at Lila. "Stay out of my family." Ruthie lifted her chin. "Ma'am, I was in your kitchen when you signed. Don't pretend." Mom's eyes flicked to Ruthie, then away. Dad leaned toward me. "Sign it back," he said. "Sign what back?" I asked. "The house," he said. "It's ours." I felt a slow steadiness rise in my chest. "No," I said. "It belongs to my company. It always has since the day I saved you." Mom's lips trembled. "We were scared," she whispered. "And I helped you," I said. "Then you tried to ruin me." Dad's voice lowered. "This isn't over." Serena's phone was already up. "Say that again," she said. Dad's mouth opened, then shut. Behind us, Officer Russ stepped out of the hotel doors. She looked from my parents to Serena's phone. "Everyone okay here?" she asked. Mom forced a smile. "We're fine," she said. Officer Rusk's eyes stayed cool. "Then keep it civil. This is a public lot." My parents backed away, faces stiff. They walked to their car without another word. I stood there with the cold air in my nose and the sun on my hands. I expected to feel victory. Instead, I felt tired. The next weeks were not a movie ending. Serena filed disputes with the lender. She filed notice to block the false deed. She requested the county investigate the filing. It was calls, emails, certified letters, and waiting. I had to explain to a few clients, quietly, one by one. Some believed me right away. Some didn't. That hurt more than I wanted to admit. But slowly, the tide shifted. A client who canceled called back. "Elliot," he said, awkward, "I shouldn't have listened to Facebook." Another left a new review. Honest, careful, saved us money. I read it twice and felt my shoulders drop. Jonah called one evening after his shift. "Mom's quiet," he said. "So is Dad. Tamsin blocked me." I let out a breath I didn't know I was holding. Lila met me for coffee the next day. She stirred her mug and said, "You did it the right way." "I wanted to do it the loud way," I admitted. Lila smiled once. "That's why boring wins," she said. One rainy Friday, Serena called with news. "The lender reversed the account," she said. "Fraud confirmed. Your name is cleared." My eyes stung. "And the county rejected the false deed," she added. "It won't record." I sat at my table, listening to the rain tap the window, and felt something loosen inside me. My name was not fixed everywhere. Some people would always believe the first lie they heard, but the truth had a backbone now. Paper, dates, stamps, witnesses. A week later, I drove past my parents' street and kept going. I did not stop. I did not wave. I did not punish them with words. I just chose peace. Hard work matters, but proof matters more. Silence is not always strength. Sometimes silence is just giving liars room. If someone tries to write your story with fear, you fight back with facts. Your name is worth protecting, not with shouting, not with revenge for fun, with truth that holds up when the room goes quiet. Thank you so much for being here and supporting me. I truly appreciate every like, every comment, and every subscribe. It means more than you know, and it motivates me to keep bringing you stronger, more emotional, and more satisfying stories. If you already subscribed, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Please keep taking an interest in the channel, keep coming back, and keep sharing your thoughts with me in the comments. And if you're watching this channel for the first time, welcome. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss what comes next. Also, make sure you check out a new video on the channel right now. There are more powerful stories waiting for you. Goodbye.